It's always in my mind. I don't think I'll ever not want to step back on stage. So, just keeping training, working out, actually coming off a fairly long break. I haven't really been in the gym much since April. It's the longest break I've ever taken in decades. And it's been different. I would say I definitely needed it. I'm after spending 20 and 30 years training consistently, being in the gym, I think my body just kind of needed the break. So my joints are like way happier than they've been in a long time. And just kind of getting back here to Brazil. I was in Europe for a couple months. I was in the States for about a month, and just kind of getting dug back in and back into my routine and back to the gym and kind of just seeing how things go.
Yeah, I think it's very important for somebody to maybe enjoy life as it is, because bodybuilding is a tough sport. It can be so much of a drain physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, and just living yourself, your true self, and just enjoying what you can do. And like I said, many ladies have stepped away from the sport and just every now and then you get that little feel that I want to go one more time, like Rocky Balboa, like I hear no ring, so you want to go one more time in the ring. Yeah, my man Alex, shout out to Alex coming through. Appreciate you, brother. He says hi, yo George, and says
Hey,
hi
Alex.
Gina. Yeah, Alex is a great kid. I met him while I was at Tampa, and cool kid. Was at Bad Rap Booth. So as you know, you and Hella and Irene started Team 4 Pro. When did you start, and what was the idea behind this coaching business?
Sure. So we actually started it last year, so it's well into its second year, and we all coach independently. Been coaching for a decade myself, and we just thought there would be a lot of value in bringing collectively our experience together. There's really not any other models like that. There's coaching teams. They have men, they have women, they have all men. There's not a single team that's just female experienced competitors, athletes, and coaches. Collectively, we have something like, I don't know, 70, 80 years experience competing. It's crazy when you look at the duration of Irene and Hella's careers, and then you add mine in. It's not as long as theirs, but we just really wanted to bring something different to the athletes in our sport and give women another option for coaching from women. I'm a big proponent that obviously women's and men's bodies are very different, and for me, having a woman coach, having a female for coach has been the direction that really made a difference for me. Having somebody that was experienced and knew what I would experience as a female and could relate to that and bring their own experience as a female athlete to me made a difference for me. So we want to make that difference for other athletes.
That's good because I think I talk to some ladies. Sometimes I think someone feel more comfortable with a woman that's a coach because understand the aspects of a woman's body, the physical stuff, the stuff that I think most men would never understand because there's no men and women are different. We're different in our or how we grow, how we build. Guys, we can put on muscle like that. We can lose muscle a lot quicker than y'all women because you'll have high BMI because you have it in your hips and the other parts of places. Like I know I got some right here, but not much. But I can't. I'm a big guy, and that's good because I think that's really a good model and idea. I know there's quite a few coaching trainers. They might have some like satellite coaches, like guys like Shelby Starnes or I think who else I'm thinking about Brandon Ray. They have coaches to work with their clients, directly. So I know you were working with my friend Eunice. Who are some of the other clients that you've been working with?
So I've got them kind of scattered around the world, several in the States. I've got a client in Sweden, one in Dubai. And I work with guys too. I got a guy down in Mexico, one in Atlanta, just off the top of my head. But, so it doesn't matter where you're at. We work with athletes around the world. Hella and Irene are both bilingual. I'm working on being more bilingual, but English is definitely my first language. But if but Google Translate's great. I mean, I've got a new Swedish guy that I'm working with, which we got to use a translator, but it works. But it's just getting back to that female element. I mean, I've had women come to me with things that are I can't imagine if I had that problem, I wouldn't want to go and talk to a guy, you know? So I think there's definitely some reasons where it makes sense for women to work with women coaches.
Hmm. Yeah, it does because you know what? It's just women feel more comfortable. Like I worked quite many years in a job with women. My first real job was I used to work at a textile plant with women. I had another job where I worked strip club with women. So you know, and I think it's unless they're really comfortable with a man, they're more comfortable with a woman that understands, especially things that we may not know about. Like you know, y'all go through chemical imbalances that we don't. I mean, also, y'all bear children. We don't. I mean, and there's quite a few ladies in the sport now who are bodybuilders who have kids and the responsibilities of being a competitor and trying to balance that as a woman and as an athlete.
There's a lot, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I think bodybuilding is like it's really, even though it's kind of a small community, like you say, just you were Sweden and you were helping a client there. Got clients here in Mexico, states where bodybuilding is really growing. It's kind of like since doing this, I've interviewed ladies. Right now, tomorrow I got interviewed a lady from Germany. And you have ladies. I'm interviewing ladies from Singapore. I mean, it's just really has grown in the last few years, but still is it's kind of still of a fringe sport.
It is. I think it always will be. I mean, I don't ever see it being mainstream like football. Speaking like what the rest of the world calls football. It's probably the biggest sport in the world. Or U.S. sports like basketball or baseball. I don't think we'll ever get that type of attention. It seemed like, I don't know, when I was growing up, when I got into bodybuilding. I mean, I was a little kid watching bodybuilding. That's when I wanted to be a bodybuilder. I remember it being on, what was it, ABC Wide World of Sports? You remember that?
NBC, ESPN used to have it. Fox Sports used to carry it.
Right? It
But then
actually had like prime time TV
yeah.
coverage, and that's changed.
I think it goes back to a certain thing where we're not going to detail of because of that. But here's the thing: is that thing is in every sport. It's not just exclusively in bodybuilding. It's so easy to point that finger at bodybuilding because it's a sport more performance. It's funny. Like a while back, a friend of mine sent me this clip. It was a thing called pillow fighting championships. And this was a while back. As you know, folks, I went to Tampa, and just like this cool hat. Shots a bad rap. Shout out to Eunice. And when I get to the motel, I was tired. I said, I want to take a rest. I flipped the television. I flipped on ESPN, something or another. And they're showing on ESPN now. You got cornhole, there's hobby horse sports. I mean, those are,
And slapping, right?
yeah, yeah, power
That's
slapping.
Anthony Arnold.
Yeah, it was at the Arnold. Yeah, because I think they showed it. So Arnold, he was like sitting there watching it. He's like, but because he's a businessman, that's popular. Remember, even I think they even still have the pole dancing here, Arnold.
I mean, I see where it can get attention, but I don't know how you can call it a sport.
Well, it's easy. I mean, if you can, well, sports like throwing darts and bowling, those are really sports, I would say. But some of that stuff is just because it's very popular, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we're going back to the team four. Now,
sure.
I know you're working with Eunice and some other characters. Are y'all also working with like, clients who want to do lifestyle changes too?
Absolutely. So it's not just athletes and competitors. It's people that need to body recomp, that want to add lean mass, older people that have mobility issues. I mean, so basically any kind of client that needs a coach, needs a trainer, we work with male, female, beginner, advanced, young, old, really, even MMA fighters. Irene used to be into MMA, used to be a fighter before she started bodybuilding. I know, not a lot of people know that, right?
No,
Um,
wow, the big Swede. Well,
yeah, so she was actually really, really good at it. She was very successful. And she noticed that athletes and fighters, they have to make weight. That's one of the things they have to do, and it's one of the things they don't do well. She's like, there's a demand there, there's a need for them to have somebody help them with their diet and how to cut for a competition and not get down to the day before and have to drop 5 kilos and sit in a sauna for 6 hours. So there's essentially not anybody we won't work with.
yeah, because I do a bit content on MMA. I've interviewed quite a few fighters from boxing to, mixed martial arts to even bare knuckle. As you know, this weekend is a bare knuckle fight between a lady I interviewed about Jessica Borgia. the Black Widow versus Christine Ferrer. And just as you know, there's also a UFC event coming up this weekend too. I think today's UFC 320, where a fighter, her name is Macy Chazon. She missed weight by at least by 3 pounds. If you ever you know about the UFC, if it's like a regular fight, you can only go at least over a pound. She went over 2 pounds more. If it's a title fight, you cannot miss. You have to hit at that dot weight. You can't. If you do, it won't be a title fight. And
Since
yeah,
a forfeit.
yeah. Well, you have to forfeit. So you have to forfeit a bit of your change. But the fight, they usually, I've seen this where they went on with the fight anyway, even though it was a title fight. They went on with it. But when these fighters, if they come in a certain amount of weight over, then especially if she's over at least like for just a regular fight, it's a bare minimum of a pound over. But then anything at that, you do have to forfeit a percentage of your purse to the other opponent. So
Okay.
that means you're losing money. And I think with women, because it's a certain thing, your biology is different compared to men, and it can be hazardous and dangerous to be under a certain amount of weight. Like I think the average is like anything under 12%. I think supposed to be.
Yes, that's like the limit that we want to see females, which obviously we do go below that.
Yeah, especially the bodybuilder because you have to come in that hard, shredded, conditioned look. I mean, you want to come in too soft. It's just a look that I think is very stage ready, but you can't keep stage ready forever.
Right.
Yeah, we have here a compliment. Alex, he says like Irene was an MMA fighter. Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to fight Irene. I don't know.
I wouldn't either. I mean,
Uh, you know, I don't know. I mean, like, hey, but then I'm a sicko. I just some guys be into
90
that.
kilos and yeah, and she knows what she's doing. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's the thing with men and women when it comes to certain sports. The everyday man can't go against somebody, even with a woman who's trained. It'd be tough because I've seen this a video with a fighter by the name of Vanessa Demopoulos. She was fighting this guy. She tapped him out at least 3 times because she has that skill set. Even if you have natural strength, like I remember this video somebody showed me of a bodybuilder. He was a guy. He was like talking junk to the coach in a dojo, and then he got beat up by one of the female students.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to box and learn how to box. I've taken like a few lessons and stuff, which I can get behind the punching part. I don't know that I could handle being hit.
I don't think I want to be hit either. I don't know. I've been in fights. I'm a country boy. We like fight. We wrestle. We wrestle. We like the copy and stuff we used to watch on TV. So, folks, while we have Gina here, we're going to jump onto the Team 4 Pro IG. You want to check it out. You're interested if you are a competitor or just somebody who want to work with her, and also the other ladies about maybe like losing weight, or just maybe if you're a competitor who's looking for a good coach, because that's one thing. Sometimes the right people can help you get to that weight. But guys, it's no offense to Gina, but it's to you guys out there. And I know you guys. I'm one of you. I'm a muscle person. I think these women are very beautiful. I love them. But you guys out there, no strange shit, no D pics, no nothing. When you reach out to these ladies, reach out with genuine interest. Nothing weird. Come on, get your shit
Thank
together.
you.
You're sick. No, man. It's like this. I'm a Southern gentleman, man. It's my pleasure to help a lady. So we're gonna jump on here into her also IG 14 Pro IG. You want to check it out? The links are in the description of this live. And here it is. And these are nice little videos y'all put together. It's really cute.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been working a lot with our content and, bringing educational, informative content, even humorous, we'll definitely want to engage with our audience, but bringing something of value, so we have a lot to share.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching one which if it was you and Hannah, someone she was about to eat something and she couldn't eat it or something like that. It was really funny. But that's good because you bring a sense of humor to it. I think maybe a little more lighthearted to it. I think people be interested. Now here's this also a little promo they cut. I'll show it with you.
What you get. We start with your physique and analyze your current shape and foundation. Next, we build a custom nutrition plan for your goals and lifestyle. Then there's your resistance training plan. It's built exclusively for you and based on what you need to develop. It's periodized for strength, hypertrophy, and recovery. Labs are also assessed, and then a strategic supplementation plan is developed to support health, recovery, and performance. We also create a cardio protocol designed specifically for your body and your goals. Clients check in weekly and receive feedback and plan adjustments from their personal coach. If you need a coach, look no further. Team 4 Pro has you covered.
That's really cool. I mean, working with people, and also again, folks, if you want to check out, here they are. This is a great. I like these pictures. Here Gina, Hella, and you DM or email to them if you want interested in working with them as a bodybuilder, or as a someone who just want to change their health style life. And I think this is one of the gentlemen that you were working with. That was in Sweden.
Yes, Kayvon.
Yeah. Kayvon, yeah. He looks like a much older gentleman. How old is this guy?
He's actually like 43. So.
43.
Yep, but he did compete as a master and in the open. I had only met him about 3 weeks earlier at a posing seminar, and Irene knows him for a long time, and he asked if we could help him with posing at his peak. So Irene and I ended up peaking him. He won one of the classes he was in, and we've decided to work with him. So he's got a great physique, has all the pieces. The judges said we want to see more mass. So I'm like, all right, fun. Let's put some more size on him and come back next year. And, he wants to get that pro card. So I'm super excited to work with him and make him an IFBB pro.
Yeah, I think there's a pro qualifier coming up. That's I believe, I think one in Italy, a couple others, and also there's the one at the Romanian Muscle Fest. And that's
there's still quite a few in Europe.
Yeah, quite a few in Europe. Right now we have a pro qualifier coming up. That's the Amateur Olympia, and that's next week. And then in a couple of, I think next month is the Masters USA's, and then the Nationals.
Nationals.
Yeah. Here she, and here she is, right here. That's Hella Trevino, the two-time Rice Phoenix and three-time Olympian, multiple-time Olympian. I mean, she's right now dealing with, just finished with knee surgery just early this year, and we hope to see it come back next year for the Olympics. She's lifetime qualified. Her quads are just killer. I mean, wow.
Yep.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's good that what y'all ladies are doing, coming together and helping out people, training. I mean, just the opportunity to grow as competitors for the bodybuilding over your time. Nope. Yeah. What would you say that if you were working with somebody and they were serious about being in bodybuilding, what advice would you give to them? Like we reach out to you as a coach.
Yeah, I think if anybody's interested and serious about being a bodybuilder, first things first, get yourself a good coach. I mean, sure, we can get in the gym, we can train, we can, probably figure out what to do, talk to other gym bros, and get on Chat GPT. But invariably, it comes down to having somebody guiding you that knows how to go down that path. There's a lot to it. I mean, it's not just about the gym or just the food. There's supplementation and health support, supplementation, doing your labs, having somebody that can assess those. It's not a doctor, quite frankly, and as a bodybuilder, because doctors look at most of our lab work and think, oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff wrong, when it's just natural. It's the way our labs present because of the amount of muscle we carry, the lean mass, it skews things, so get yourself a coach, get somebody that is reliable, experienced, you have a great rapport with. I think that's one of the things that's at the top of my list when it comes to having a good coach, is somebody you can talk to and communicate with. And, just if you're going to invest the time and the money and the effort and the blood and the sweat and tears, my gosh, have somebody help you do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing is that there's so much involved to it when you become a bodybuilder. And somebody told me like this: it's not so much a sacrifice; it's an investment upon who you want to be in this sport. And also not just being a bodybuilder, maybe somebody just want to find something to help them to like understand, like especially myself, break old habits of dieting, of training, finding discipline, because that's the tough part. That discipline is I always say it's necessary when you make those changes your life health wise.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And, it's a challenge for everyone, really. I mean, I didn't always look this way. I actually got into bodybuilding consistently rather late. I was in my 40s. And up until then, I was in the gym, out of the gym, and my weight went up, my weight went down. But at the point when I finally decided to be consistent about going to the gym was because my blood pressure was up and I was weighing like 175 pounds, and it wasn't good. I was overweight and got winded easily and stuff, and decided I didn't sleep. I slept like 3 hours late at night. I was running two businesses. Resigned from one of them. It was actually a nonprofit organization I had created, and went to the gym. I was like, okay, I need to make some changes. And for me, what finally created the consistency with being in the gym and my nutrition was being a bodybuilder. I had eaten well here and there. I trained off and on, for my entire life. But when I finally had that goal of getting on stage and finally learned to, create consistency and have dedication, and discipline, it was life changing. It gave me a reason other than wanting to look a certain way or wanting to be healthy. It gave me more, incentive.
Yeah, because you know what, you have to really want this bad enough for yourself more than anybody else. Because you don't, then it can be easy to be derailed. Life has things that throw in front of you. And sometimes more people don't have that same discipline. Somebody say motivation is one thing, but motivation can change with the wind.
Yeah, absolutely.
So one thing is I saw she posted a while back is they're going to do a seminar instead again a couple of weeks, and that is a free seminar. So um, can you explain the details of it and what's involved in it?
Yes, absolutely. So it's coming up in 2 weeks from tomorrow, October 19th, and it's on Microsoft Teams. It's a webinar, and it is free. So what that is we decided to put together a seminar that is going to talk about female enhancement. So basically, we wanted to discuss what is recommended for females, what's safe, what the risks are, what side effects you might be looking at, how to manage and mitigate the side effects, also how it affects, middle-aged menopausal women, postmenopausal. We have a large number of women that are master's age, so they are definitely part of the sport that we want to address. And we also want to talk about beginners, from the start all the way up to advanced athletes, because it's very different in how you're going to manage your protocol, whether or not you're just getting into the sport or if you've been in the sport for 10 or 15 or 20 years. So basically, everything you can imagine when it comes to enhancement for females, hormone profiles, labs, what to look at, how to manage your in-season versus your off-season, all of those things. And probably the most important aspect of it, we wanted to bring it collectively from the point of view of females, having a female perspective, having athletes that live it, have been through it, have decades of experience. So we wanted to approach it from that perspective.
Yeah. Well, here's a little video she posted with the link, so you want to check it out. You want to listen.
We're going to tell you the why they matter, when to use them, and how to do it. It's not going to be cookie cutter stuff. This is going to be real life, real experiences coming from coaches that are also athletes. We know, we live it every day.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about strategies that athletes are using every day. So we're going to tell you the.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea because you know what? Again, here also we have Hella.
Challenges with enhancement and health. Hormonal shifts, long-term effects, and even menopause require a different approach. Understanding these factors is key to progress and longevity. And it's exactly what we'll break down in this seminar. So watch it.
We're also going to talk side effects and, most importantly, how to combat them. We want to bring you the full truth. The three of us have over 150 years of life experience in being women and over 60 years of competition history. So, if anyone can bring you the full truth, it's us. We have lived it for many years. This is not just some textbook bullcrap. This is the real deal. And you'll also have the opportunity to ask your personal questions directly to us. See you at the seminar.
Well, folks, I mean, you can check out the seminar. Like I said, there's a free link that you get invited. All you got to do is you can go into the IG link and put in female, and they'll send you a link. So if you're interested in it, and if you're serious about as you are a competitor or just maybe somebody who's maybe thinking about getting into bodybuilding, this is something that might help you out. So like I said, here's the link here. It's going to be in the description of this live. So you go to the IG, which is Team 4 Pros Seminar, and put in female in the comment section, and you will get a link. Like I said, I shared this with a lot of ladies, and I think they really like it.
Yeah.
Here we got here a comment.
Or you can message any one of us, shoot me a message. I can get you that link right away. So you can definitely and it's easy. You just sign up and you're going to get a reminder. It's going to let you know when it's going to happen. So come join us.
Yeah. And here we have here, shout out to my man KL, the one that says, hey, what's happening? Hey, what's good with you, brother? Also, shout out to my man Josh Simkins coming through. Happy Saturday. So I appreciate it, brother. So, as you know, we don't hold it too long, but we know we want to do this question is you know, the Olympics coming around the corner. Yeah. Are you going to watch it, or are you just going to, what are you going to do?
Oh, I got to watch it. You kidding? I haven't missed an Olympia in years. This is the first time I'm not going in a really long time. So I'm just going to kind of be sitting on the edge of my seat watching the live stream. I can't imagine not watching it.
Well, like I said, I'm going to do that Friday. I'm going to do a live stream commentary for both the prejudging and the finals. As you know, my channel is focused on the ladies. I'm not going to too much. I don't care much about the banana hammocks and the boy shorts and the teenage divisions, where that's bikini and wellness. As you know, if you heard that there's possibly you might be moving it next year.
I heard that they're thinking back to Orlando.
I think some people told me they liked Orlando more than they liked Vegas.
I did. Yeah, it's just more accessible. It's like everything's more concentrated with the Orlando Convention Center. I think it's also more family friendly. I mean, if you want to bring your kids, there's everything that's right there in Orlando as well. And Vegas was pricey. I mean, Resorts World last year was crazy. So I think it's just easier for people to get to. As far as Orlando, and it just makes more sense. And the show is, I think, just better there too.
Yeah, I have to agree with that because, I've been to, actually, I remember my family a couple of times we went to Disney World and we stayed in Kissimmee because it's a little cheaper than staying in Orlando.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, I think, especially if you are a bodybuilder who have family, someplace to do, because Vegas is really more like, I remember years ago they tried to make Vegas family oriented, but it didn't work out. And it just didn't work out because it didn't have that feel. Vegas is the adult heathenies. You go there, you want to have fun. You want to you want to hit the tables, and and you remember also the state of Nevada, prostitution is illegal. There's only 10 counties, but I think it might be a good move to go back to Orlando. I think some people they like it a lot more compared to Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, I think like years and years ago, before it kind of settled in Vegas, didn't it move around?
Well, yeah, it used to be like, you remember, actually, the men's and the women used to move around. They never had them together. And then I think it was around 2000 when they decided to settle it, do it just all in one spot.
It was 2000?
Yeah, it was about 2000 because remember back in 99, they didn't have almost didn't have Miss Olympia one year because they were about to cancel it. But then they took it and put it in I think it was some kind of a hotel convention center in New Jersey, because that was the year that Iris Kyle made her debut. A lady I also know, Marilyn Horton, also made her debut that show, and that was the last Miss Olympia title for Kim Zavetsky. And then in 2000,